What's going on YouTube? My name is KarlosPokemon, and today I'm going to be speaking about a topic that my friend Pokedan actually suggested that I talk about, and one that he's already spoken about on his channel, so you'll find a link to that in the description down below, is my speculations for Ash's team in Pokemon Sun and Moon. When making this list of speculation, I took a few things into account. The character I feel the Pokemon would have, Ash's previous Pokemon teams, and of course my own personal wants for the Sun and Moon series. Now, as I've said, this is speculation and partly my own bias, so if you have another lineup you'd like to see Ash with in the Alola region, feel free to let me know about them in the comments below. Now let's get to the part where I trigger every single anime fan on this website. Now that we've set up the premise of this video and you know what to expect, let's jump straight into this. Ash's team from the very beginning of the anime has included, more often than not, a starter from each region, or two, or three. Anyway, given Ash's fondness for the region starters, it'd be safe to assume he'll pick up one of the Alola starters in Sun and Moon. Now, given the first promo poster and the trailers for the series, it's looking overwhelmingly likely that the starter will be Rowlet. Now let me be clear, I don't think Ash will evolve Rowlet at all. As for his first real capture in Alola, I think that will be a bug type, the reason for which we'll get to later. The bug type Pokemon I think will join Ash's Alola team will be Wimpod. The reason I think Wimpod will be one of Ash's Pokemon is because of how its evolution essentially takes it from being a cowardly Pokemon to a huge badass. Much like how Ash's Gligar was fearful of battling and underwent a big attitude change once it evolved. Next we'll be tackling Ash's second starter. I think he will get a second starter. As I've said, when it comes to going to different regions, he will pick up more than one starter. This one I think he will fully evolve, much like his Greninja or Infernape or so on. I think this will be Litten and eventually Incineroar. I think this is the most likely to be part of Ash's team and fill the role of the disobedient Pokemon to begin with, or maybe Ash just won't understand Incineroar's character and so it rebels against him. I think they will do this as a nod to the very first series with Ash's Charizard, with it being Pokemon's 20th year and with Kanto Pokemon being so heavily featured in the region with Alola forms. Okay, so now we've covered his starter, his first encounter, and his second starter. Now of course, at this point we should just tack on Pikachu onto the team building board because there's not really too much to say about him. We know he'll be back, we know he's not going anywhere, and we can also assume that even though his Alolan starters could use a signature Z move, it's likely that Pikachu will be the only one to show off this feature, at least for Ash. That brings us to 4, and you're probably thinking, well Carlos, you haven't mentioned the regional bird yet. Ash always catches those. Well, personally, and again only in my opinion, I don't think Ash will catch the regional bird this time. And if he does, I don't think it will fully evolve. Pikipek's final evolution, while colourful and a really nice design, this doesn't seem like the type of Pokemon that Ash would have, at least to me. I could be completely wrong, but as I said, it's just my thoughts. So instead of the regional bird, what Pokemon do I think will replace it? Well, that's easy. I think it'll be Rockruff. Okay, this might be a completely personal choice. I think Rockruff will be a nice addition to Ash's team. He'll be able to show off how Rockruff can evolve either at midday or at midnight and show how different his two forms not only look, but maybe how they battle if someone else in the series also owns a Rockruff. Okay, and we've now arrived at my final pick for Ash's Alola team. For this final pick, I'm going with a Parsimeon. Why you ask? Well, I'll explain. Previously in the series history, Ash has taken on Pokemon that usually worked as a team or in a pack, most notably Goodra, Pidgeot, and of course Butterfree. This perfectly fits Parsimeon. Its Pokedex entry defines it as the teamwork Pokemon. I can just see the episode now. Ash and his travelling companions, whoever they may be, stop in a nearby forest to eat, set out their feast. As we know, Ash can put away quite a lot of food, when suddenly a pack of Parsimeons invade their picnic and steal all of the food. As they sprint away from Ash and the gang, the last one at the back trips over, looks back at Ash all embarrassed, brushes itself down, picks up the food and catches up to the others. Later on in the episode, the group of Parsimeons find themselves in trouble and leave the clumsy one behind as they escape the danger. I can see then Ash saving it, and in doing so makes the Parsimeon see Ash as almost its new leader and follows it until Ash realises being followed and welcomes him to his team. So that's my predictions for Ash's team in the Alola region. What do you think of my ideas? If there's a Pokemon I didn't mention that you think Ash will capture in the next season of the anime, be sure to let me know in the comments down below. I'd love to hear your ideas. If you enjoyed this video, it would be fantastic if you left a like rating down below. If you're new here, why not subscribe for more Pokemon content of all kinds, from top 5s, 10s, speculations, TCG openings and much more. That's all for now. I hope you have a fantastic day and I'll catch you all later.